Good day, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Genesis Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Briscoe, coming to you live. And it's all about just doing what I do best. Speak whatever topics come to my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is brought to you by Beat Fact Music and presented by Anchor FM. Also available on YouTube, so check that out. Channel is New Chapter on YouTube. NUCHAPTOR. Let's get down to business here. So, all right, let's do this. So the subject that came up today and something that I've talked about maybe before, but I'm going to talk about again is, people going out and doing what they're doing and not receiving the support from friends, family, whoever. I'm going to say this, basically, I'm going to keep it 100. Nobody owes you nothing. That's just the way it goes, you know what I mean? And that's how it is. So, if you got a bunch of friends, you're starting a new career, you're starting a new business as an entrepreneur, or you become a trainer, you become whatever happens in your life that changes your life dramatically in terms of putting you in the position to go after and continue to go after whatever it is you're going after, you're going to see that your level of support is going to drop dramatically. Some of you don't want to hear it, but let's just keep it 100. That is the way of life. So if you got 10 friends and you start a new business, probably 2 of them are going to support you. Legitimately support you. So just keep that in mind. Understand that. You might post something on Instagram. You expect all 10 of your friends to repost it. It's not going to happen. So understand this. You have a job to do, and your job is to continue to promote your brand or promote whatever you're doing or continue doing whatever you're doing, and realize that the process is you're going to go through it, you're going to get through it, and no matter what, who's going to stay is going to stay. Who isn't going to stay isn't going to stay. So that's just what it is. So for all you there whining and complaining, or you send an indirect message on social media or whatever you're doing and complaining because you are not getting the support from your friends, or they were once your friends, or whatever you call them now, understand that this is what life is about. It's a process. It's about the process of elimination. So take that to account, understand it, and that's about it. All right, next topic of business, this whole Don Cherry situation. I've heard a lot of stuff. I've listened to Sid and Tim on Sportsnet. I've heard radio stations talk about it. A lot of stuff on Twitter. People are angry and frustrated. Like, he said something and we got to get rid of him. Like, argh. Everybody's just frustrated about it. Let me tell you guys what this is about. This guy's been doing this for the last 30 plus years on this station. Okay, he's been on there since 1980. He's been on Hockey Night in Canada for 39 years. And he said a lot of things in the past and nothing has happened. Now he says this because of the enhancement of media, social media, people's emotions, people's patience are thin. People are very soft. That's it. And of course, the pressure on Rogers Cable and the rest of the Rogers network, and he has to call it quits. He's got to resign. My thing is, he said what he said and he stuck to it. He didn't apologize. Should he apologize? No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't apologize if he doesn't mean it. I find a lot of times when these people are caught for making racist comments, Roseanne did it and she lost her show, rightfully so. She apologized, but trust me, she don't mean it. So I'd rather him just take the bullet, admit that, look, man, this is what he meant, and leave it at that. You guys are all looking for an apology from this guy. For what? Why are you all looking for an apology from Don Cherry? Why? It's not going to change the narrative. Because he's just one of many people who think like that. The only difference is he spoke his mind. He allowed himself on a platform like Hockey Night in Canada, in front of millions of people across Canada and the United States, to speak his mind on the situation. I mean, from personal experience, I've had two uncles that are in the military. They were in Desert Storm. You know. But I don't make a fluff about it or blow myself up and say we have to all wear poppies or represent. I mean, I got respect for the veterans. No doubt about it. I got respect for what they did. But at the end of the day, everybody's their own individual. Not everybody's got to wear white socks. Not everybody's got to wear a hat. Not everybody's got to have a mustache. You know, so our society is about individuality. Do we live in a democracy? In somewhat we do, but is it really a democracy in this North America? No, it isn't, because there's certain things you can't say. You know, you say you get kicked off your show, your radio station, you lose your job. We're not going to get into that because that's a whole different topic. But at the end of the day, Don Cherry spoke his mind. He stuck to it. He's going to be true to his word, and that's it. Move on, people. Move on. It's a wrap. It's over. It's done. That's it. It's done. Now everybody's making a big stink about it, and still, like, even today on Twitter, people are still making a stink about it. Like, why? That's who he is. That's the man. That's the myth. That's the hockey icon that everybody watches every first intermission on every Saturday night hockey. He's been on that show for 39 years, folks. He's been doing the same thing. It's only now everybody's paying attention. Because personally, people are always looking for something to get somebody. People say, oh, I'm talking foolishness. No, it's true. Trust me. Trust me. But at the end of the day, it's a done deal. He's been removed from the show. He's still speaking about it. He still sticks to his word. It's done. Move on to the next chapter, folks. Ain't nothing going to change. The narrative is not going to change. So that's it. Our Prime Minister had a very controversial situation. He was reelected. Donald Trump has been proven to be one of the biggest bigots of our natural-born lives. He's probably one of the biggest KKK members of this generation not to wear the hat and the cloak. And he was voted in as President of the United States. So, folks, let's just keep it straight. It's done. Don Cherry is out. He's done. Move on. So, at the end of the day, this is the life that we live. These are the type of things that we're going to see and deal with on a daily basis. And you know what? That's that. So let's just kind of just sit down for a second, relax, take a deep breath, and realize that the narrative is not going to change. And there are more people out there who are going to be just as blunt or even more explicit than Mr. Cherry was. So it's a done deal. All right? So that's just my take on that situation, And I always say, like, you got to be prepared for these things that happen, Because we are in a society where we walk amongst people every day who don't like us. We work with people every day who don't like us. So, just continue to do what's best for you on a daily basis out there in the door, because you got to leave your house at some point in time. And if you don't leave your house, whoever you are out there listening to this podcast, I don't know what to say to you, but that's what it is. Also, today I was talking to my cousin, and we were talking about ODB. It's 15 years since ODB passed away, man, and I was just like, oh my gosh. You know what? I always do this show, and I always have a few little things, but you know what? Today I said to myself, before we end this show, because I was going to make this a very short and sweet podcast, which it is. So, you know what? I'm going to end this show off like this. For all you out there who've been listening to this podcast, thank you very much again. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. But, just heard that. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the Genesis podcast sponsored by Beat Fact Music, presented by Anchor FM. Good night, everybody. We're going to finish off like this.
Fuck you, can't even sing. Yeah, just sing this up. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. We out, people.